Here is the last time every NFL team had a player who got arrested. I'm getting these stats from USA Today, who has a database, website, whatever you want to call it, who's been keeping track of all the NFL arrests since 2000, so I trust this resource. If you have a problem with it, well, blame it on the USA Today. Anyway, let's get right into it. Also, real quick, shout out to It's Scout Season for the video idea. Anyway, let's get right into it. The most recent arrests in the NFL came by Kansas City Chief, and I mean, are we really surprised it's 2025? But it was Xavier Worthy on March 8th, 2025, and you see the headline on the screen. I don't think I'm going to say that. I don't feel comfortable saying it, and I'm probably going to be demonetized. This is probably the hardest part of the video, is I'm going to be having to read some cruel headlines, and I do not feel comfortable doing that, but I mean, hey, you see it right there. The last time a Raven got arrested was February 12th, 2025, when Ben Cleveland got arrested for DUI in Georgia. I hope I can say DUI, but we're gonna risk it for this video. But I know it says February 17th, but if you go to the website USA Today, it says February 12th, all that, so that's why. But it's really sad because a month later, Ben Cleveland got a divorce with his wife. So that's just an overall very, very sad situation. Last time a Ram was arrested, try saying that 10 times fast, was on January 9th, 2025, when wide receiver Demarcus Robinson got charged with a DUI. Last time a Patriot was arrested was on October 7th, 2024, when their safety and team captain Jabril Peppers was arrested on, you see it right there. He choked his girlfriend about 6 times, is what I read from the article. I'm telling you, man, this video is going to be hard to make because I'm going to be saying some, like, crazy topics that I don't really feel like most comfortable saying, but I need the money. But anyway, such a crazy situation. He got his team captain badge taken away from the Patriots. He didn't return until almost 2 months later. Overall, it's just a crappy situation. Last time a Brown was arrested was August 13th, 2024, when rookie defensive tackle Mike Hall Jr. was arrested with that right there. I really don't think I could say that on YouTube, but I tried looking up his name on Pro Football Reference and nothing popped up. I did see he got suspended 5 games in October for the arrest, but if he hasn't played at all yet and it was his rookie season, that's honestly that's not a good sign for our good buddy Mike Hall. The last time a Viking got arrested was Jordan Addison in the summer of 2024 when he got charged with a DUI. This was his second driving charge, the second time he got arrested with something related due to driving, and I'm not gonna say that reckless driving and DUIs, that's good and everything. I'm not supporting that, but I am saying that at least it's not as bad as like beating somebody up or killing somebody. But Jordan Addison, please calm down. The last time a Jet was arrested was June 23rd, 2024, when cornerback Tay Haynes was arrested for the Josh Gordon stuff, and then the very next day, dude was released. And I mean, I know, people are accountable and are responsible for their actions, but it is also unfortunate at the same time. The last time a Lions player was arrested was in March of 2024 when cornerback Cam Sutton turned himself in on, well, you see that headline there, and right after he got arrested, he would be released by the Lions. The last time a Raider was arrested was in the week of Super Bowl 58, which was in Las Vegas that year, when defensive tackle Janarius Robinson was driving under the influence, and then he hit a woman with his car. That is unbelievably tragic. The last time a Colt was arrested was on December 30th, 2023, when tight end Andrew Ogletree was arrested with, you see that headline right there. I really don't feel comfortable making this video because of how many of these cases there are, and there are still so much more. There's even worse cases than this, but I'm just going to go along with it. Just overall, every situation mostly is incredibly tragic. The last time a Bill was arrested was Von Miller, who's probably going to be the most recognizable name on this list. He was arrested on November 30th, 2023 for beating his pregnant girlfriend. What the heck? The last time a Jaguar was arrested was on November 13th, 2023, when wide receiver Zay Jones had charges against him for, you see it right there, but it was dropped in March of 2024, but he would still be suspended to start the 2024 season. The last time a Saint was arrested was November 11th, 2023, when wide receiver Michael Thomas was arrested on, you see it right there, and the charges would be dropped against him a few months later, but Michael Thomas deserves his own video. In 2019, he broke the single season record for receptions in a single season, and then practically never played a season in the NFL after that. Just a crazy drop off that I've never seen of it any player in any sport ever. The last time a Charger was arrested was in September of 2023 when J.C. Jackson had an arrest warrant out for him because he failed to show up at a court hearing for a traffic charge in Massachusetts in August. And he's another guy who I don't know if he deserves his own video, but he's another guy who had a really great peak for about 1 or 2 seasons and then just had a random strange fall off. Not as bad as Michael Thomas, but yeah, he's in that same boat. The last time a Cowboy was arrested was in August of 2023, and I'm honestly surprised it's been this long. I mean, if you know our history and everything, I'm shocked it's been almost 2 years. But anyway, it was in August of 2023 when defensive end Sam Williams was arrested on that right there. Not as bad as some of the others we've seen, but I still don't think I could say that on YouTube. But this was just his second year in the NFL at this point, and this was his second time getting arrested, and he didn't play at all in 2024. So Sam Williams, it's not looking good for you. Last time a Titan got arrested was June of 2023 when running back Hassan Haskins was arrested on, you see the headline there, but the charges were dropped against him. Last time a Falcon was arrested was in May of 2023 when fullback Keith Smith was arrested for having a suspended license plate. This is what I saw online. That's probably the least worst thing we're going to see today. By the way, Keith Smith, it sounds like a name for the 1970s. Would not expect a guy in the 2020s to be named Keith Smith. Last time a Bronco got arrested was in April of 2023 when cornerback I don't know how to say that, Faion Hicks was arrested after his rookie season. You can see the description there under the headline. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. I don't know the context behind it, but it doesn't sound like a horrible thing, like, I don't know, killing somebody, but yeah, probably not the smartest idea, especially in Miami. Last time we see I got arrested was in 2023, February 2023, when wide receiver D. Eskridge, you see the description right there, not gonna say it, but he would be suspended for this. The last time an Eagle got arrested was in February 1st, 2023, when Josh Sills, I'm not gonna read that, y'all see that right there. I remember this headline coming out though. I remember this news coming out, and I was just like in shock because I never heard this coming from just an athlete alone. And you factor in the fact this is several days before they're playing in the Super Bowl. Genuinely, this could have been a way bigger deal, but it just didn't. And it did seem like the cases were dropped where he got found not guilty or something like that, but still, just a crazy headline, especially like a week before they're playing in the Super Bowl. I still can't believe that, but I remember this coming out. It's still unreal. Last time a 49er was arrested was on January 24th, 2023, when defensive end Charles Omenihu, I think I'm saying that right, I might not be, was arrested for that right there, and he would sign with the Chiefs in the offseason, and he would be suspended the first 6 games of the next season. The last time a Bengal was arrested was on January 21st, 2023, when star running back Joe Mixon was arrested after an incident in the club. That sounded really weird saying that, but this was a legal battle that went on for months and even went on for a whole year, but nothing really happened. The last time a Cardinal was arrested was on August 3rd, 2022, when wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown got charged with speeding, and his miles per hour was 126. That's crazy. The last time a Texan was arrested was when running back Darius Anderson was arrested on July 20th, 2022 for that thing right there. Honestly, it's not as bad as something like Josh Sills, but it's something you really don't see from athletes really ever. I mean, you got everything in the world. Why would you go ahead and do that? It doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know, we're just gonna move on. The last time a Bear was arrested was on July 7th, 2022, when wide receiver David Moore was arrested on those things right there in Texas. You might remember him from his 4-year stint from 2017 to 2020 with the Seahawks. After that, he just became a career journeyman. The last time a Buccaneer was arrested, by the way, saying these teams' names with an R and then saying arrested is really difficult to say for some reason. But anyway, last time a Buccaneer was arrested was on May 30th, 2022, when wide receiver Travis Johnson was charged for that right there. And unfortunately for him, he would be he'd be released the day after. The last time a Panther was arrested was on April 19th, 2022, when Damian Wilson, a linebacker, threatened not so good things on his ex-girlfriend. The last time a commander was arrested was on February 8th, 2022 when safety DeShazer, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that name, Everett was charged with involuntary, and then it says some not so good after he got in a car crash with his girlfriend that would eventually take her life. That's a very unfortunate situation, not really his fault. He would never play a game with the Commanders, and funny enough, this arrest happened 6 days after they officially became the Commanders. But overall, a very, very sad situation, and wasn't really his fault. I feel bad for the dude. Last time a Steeler was arrested was in July of 2021 when offensive tackle Jerron Jones was arrested for the second time for the same thing. He was arrested prior in October 2020. I couldn't find anything on him playing a game for the Steelers, so I'm assuming he never played for them, but he was on the roster. The last time a Giant got arrested was all the way back in the summer of 2020 when kicker Aldrick Rosas, was arrested after accidentally taking the life of somebody in a car crash and then fleeing the scene. Overall, yeah, that's a very sad situation. Our second to last team, the Packers, and the last time a Packer was arrested was on May 21st, 2020 when defensive tackle Montravius Adams faced 3 charges during a traffic stop. And the team with the longest streak of not having anyone get arrested, congrats to the Miami Dolphins, who the last time they had a player get arrested was on December 30th, 2019 when cornerback Xavier Howard, who you've probably heard that name before, was arrested on some pretty serious stuff. And that's it on the video. Hopefully this wasn't too insensitive of a video, and hopefully this was well worth it because I'm pretty tired. Anyway, that's it. See you.